All right. I think against all of your crossbows.
Hello and welcome to the first of the Bloodfields games that we're going to be streaming as part of our TTS Season 2 tournament. This takes us into a game of Dwarves versus Elves, which is nice and thematic to start with. They have chosen for the Dwarves to keep the initiative, I believe, and they are just starting to crack on with their deployment. So, if you are new to Bloodfields, it's a fantastic little skirmish game created by Titan Forge. Definitely go and check their website out. Really, really good standard of miniatures as well. Absolutely lovely. And the rules have been fantastic. All three available online as well. Definitely go and give it a look. We've got a great little community Discord going, which is where this is being hosted from, with support from Titan Forge providing some amazing prize support for Season 2. So this will be hopefully the first of many videos that we get to see using TTS and the 2D mod that we will be showcasing today. You can see some just some moving around of the little health and inspiration tokens. So the players are just getting themselves ready, I think, to get set up. As you can see, a little bit of a work in progress, the stream. About a week ago, didn't even know what OBS was, and therefore this is why you have that now. This now in front of you. We're going to have a go at tracking the health using the overlay to see how well that works. But fundamentally, all a little bit of a learning curve, to say the least, at the moment. So I'm just flicking all the health on now. We've got one that we can get rid of here. And we'll go into a little bit about the lists. We've got what looks like a pretty strong dwarf force. It's five named characters and 2 support units, which seems to be where the meta has settled. I've taken a very similar list myself. However, this variant has no mage. It's got no Iron Mage for the shield generation. However, it brings another offensive unit in, and it brings Jury in to give you that little bit more punch, that little bit more front line, which I can totally understand why you would go for. It's a bit more safety. And then on the other side, you've got the Everdark Elves. So they're one of the lower ranked factions based on the new balance patch that Titanforge have put out there. So this is a 220 point Everdark list. It's got all the people you'd expect to see. It's gone down the beast route. It's got the Mossmonger as its big frontline unit to hold that objective, really absorb a load of damage, and I suspect dish out a bit with the amount of Everdark that can be put in. It doesn't feature my favourite unit, their assassin, who comes in looking for the crits. It's not gone that route. It's very much focused into the beasts and the buffing and the extra actions for that beast. So we'll see how that gets on. We're going to have the dwarves at the bottom of the screen working their way up, and the Everdark Elves coming from the hills, which I understand makes sense that the Everdark has taken that away from the dwarves. The reroll on the hill for the crossbowmen, Gargi, and Grimron, all very, very powerful on that hill, so it makes sense to move them away from it.
This guy can basically shoot my deployment zone for free. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
That's fun.
And he doesn't need to see.
That's...
So you can see what's taking place here is there's some measuring taking place from Gargi's 24-inch range attack, and where the Everdark Elves can go to hide out a little bit. I think because I think they're a bit scared of that coming in early. It also bounces into an area of effect attack, so they're gonna want to spread out a little bit as well. We'll go over some basic rules as and when they come up. If you're totally new to Bloodfields and you've not seen much of it or any of it before,
yeah, but he's on a 4-inch walk, so he's 28.
Yep.
So... make you walk for it. Alright, there you go.
I will move during a little bit to it's like this.
well, this actually appears to be a 5-character 3 support dwarf list, which is interesting. More firepower from the crossbows, but you lose the consistent addition of the shields. So it'll be interesting to see how tanky these dwarves are in the middle of the fight. There's some really good combos with Lord Gremlin gaining a shield, passing one onto an ally. If it's Goring Thunderclap, he gains an extra shield, so the efficiency is quite high. Going to just spend a bit of time and adjust this these dwarf health. These guys, Jury will start with 5, but the other dwarf characters are going to have 4. Lots of armor, but only the 4 health cost most of these guys, and actually quite similar on the other side. So Doenda, she will have the 5. The Mossmonger's actually got 7. We'll look at getting an icon in for the 7 at the moment.
Yes, but if you are in
the other archers and support units, they're all going to be 4 as well.
D6 and on 1 you get 1 damage.
I'm fine with that. In there. Okay.
I think I will place my supports.
So moving on to onto the mission, you can see the three areas for objectives within this map. It's the first map. We are working our way through the 5 scenarios as players get used to TTS and Bloodfields itself. We've got a lot of new players, and therefore we're starting with the base scenario now, working our way through. These 3 areas, they all function the same. They provide you 20 points if you control them, and controlling them either means having one unit in there and your opponent having none, or having 2 more than them. So if you have 1 each, one of you needs to get to 3 in order to get the 20 points at the end of the turn. Across the map, we've got the 2 red houses, which are impassable terrain, and 3 rocks that are also impassable. We've got the 2 ruins, a wood and a hill, and 2 walls. So a little bit of cover for the advance, and a fair bit of blocking line of sight, especially from the far right objective into the rest of the map. As I was saying earlier, very much a community project. The streaming, the Discord. If it's something you want to be part of, please get in touch and have a conversation with us. Feel free to leave a comment. We'll get back in touch. Always looking for guys who want to play, want to learn, or feel that they can offer something. I'm sure everyone's got a million suggestions of how to improve the stream. They would be much appreciated, as I clearly am very, very new, don't know what I'm doing. So any help would be fantastic. But hopefully we'll be able to highlight a game, show you the turn process, and at least give you an explanation of the rules as they take place. So the players are now entering the first step of a turn, and they are attributing their inspiration. So these are your dice mods. These are your how you modify your attack, your defense, cast abilities. So Grash in the top left-hand corner, you can see has taken a whole chunk of the Dark Elf inspiration. Some ability is going to be coming from over there, I suspect. One of the newly released units, really nice little addition for them. You've got the Mossmonger with a couple of inspiration, really tanky, going to operate as the front line for the Everdark Elves. and their leader on the big flying bug.
Know how to place them. Maybe I need to make them smaller because all my bases are small.
And down here you've got Jury, who's a 31-point frontliner across a 200-point game. So just to offer a little bit of perspective, the 30 points is quite a standard average character. There's going to be quite a lot of them. You'll find that Grash, Belanda, Vagar, Kamina, they're all in around the 30-point range, and then up and above that, you've got the 40 points or so for Dorinda and for the Mossmonger. The main points cost across the dwarves is Lord Gremlin, who comes in at 36, and Gorin, real powerhouses of the dwarf army, both in there at 36 points.
And this lady is always in cover.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
I think first lesson we have learnt for the stream is we need a co-host. So if you want to volunteer, want to get yourself into any game or record with me, then shout up. No one wants to listen to my voice for 2 hours, so I will try and work on that as quickly as possible and get someone new and also reasonably informed in the game to come and have a chat with us and talk us through the next game. But I quite like this one. This is probably my two favourite armies in the game so far. The Everdark Elves, they definitely needed a little bit of help when I picked them up. So it's nice to see them being able to play with those 10% extra points that Titanforge have given us in the balance.
With Dark Skies, and
So
then
Dorinda's gone up first, moving towards the cover and adding the Everdark. So Everdark in this game, it means that attacks coming into you attack you at lower mastery, which is another way to modify dice, and therefore it helps reduce some of the damage incoming by moving the mastery down one.
I think I will start with Gimran. And with Gimran, first I will. I think I will roll a die first. See what happens. 4, so he gets nothing.
So we've gone with the little buff ability on the sniper to try and push forward, push through a little bit of damage. What that does is if he gets a 5 or a 6 in that roll, he gets to change all of his inspires to hits without spending an inspire token. So he's having a bit of a sniper shot through the cover.
I roll 2 dice and I can reroll 1, and he's got critical strike.
why do you roll 2 dice?
Because he didn't move.
Okay.
And I can reroll 1 die, so I think I will reroll inspired 1. Yeah, only 1 hit.
So 2 mastery results. Got a mastery of 4, and therefore one of these is going to turn to a hit against 1 defense roll. Got an armor.
No, you got no yeah. Okay, so next 2 hits. 2 dice, sorry. I will reroll 1 mastery die. It's critical hit, so 1 damage and 1 damage incoming.
Alright, he does not have ace with it.
No, you are in cover, because I'm shooting through the forest. Yep, and that concludes his turn.
So
Yeah.
bit of a critical went through then, a straight skull roll, no defense offered against it, and therefore 1 goes through.
Actually, so you're there, he's going to spend select all once, but you still spend all his inspiration to use Arachnid Swarm.
Yeah, you deploy a spider.
Yep.
So the new unit, the new Everdark Elf has moved forward, spent his inspiration. He's going to throw himself a spiderling down, give himself another unit and another way to capture some objectives.
I think I will activate
The next dwarf sniper stepping up to have a go. His overtuned ability allows him that if he gets the 5 or 6 on that roll, he actually rolls 1 extra dice when he does this, when he does his overtuned attack. So he's actually moving and shooting into. So he's actually got a seeking attack, which means he doesn't need to see the enemy he shoots into. So the long range Dragon Blast is going to take place. Into Garash, I think.
Cover against ranged attack, always in half range. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So I won't use it now. And I will just shoot you with 3 dice.
So because of the overtunes, 3 dice attack coming in. Hit mastery, about as good as it gets with a mastery of 4. So 1 converts, 3 defense rolls. The armor, inspire. The inspire will automatically turn because he's in cover. Unfortunately, the armor is not going to save him.
I don't know how it works really, because you need to gain line of sight, but homing strike.
It just needs to be intervening. Seeking doesn't let you ignore cover, as far as I can tell.
Yeah. Okay.
So they're just discussing how cover works in the seeking attack. They have got it right that you draw the straight line, the attack does go over the cover, and therefore he does get that that automatic turn of the defense roll to a success on the inspire. However, he does take the 2 damage from the armor results.
Support scout. Spider's gonna go first. Yeah. Go 4, and then we're gonna just go here.
So the support action now from the Everdark Elves, so he's moving his way forward with the spiderlings and the support unit he brought naturally to try and occupy this leftmost objective as we look.
That's good.
So I think he's hoping to get the points. He's going to get shot up a little bit, unfortunately, as it stands. However, he's doing a good job of moving into a position where he can contest for the objectives. And I think the dwarf front line is going to move its way out into the woods and contest that central objective.
Okay, I will activate Javelin, I think, with 2 of his inspiration. I will remove them, and he will be shield.
So Lord Gremlin is using his own ability to spend 2 inspiration and gain a shield.
So he will get the shield, and when he gets a shield, target ally in 8 inches gains a shield. So I think Gorin will get 2 shields.
And this is the combo I discussed earlier. So Gremlin gets a shield, uses his ability to give an ally in 8 inches a shield. He chooses Gremlin and chooses Gorin, sorry. At the point Gorin gains 1 shield, he gains an additional shield. So the dwarf commander moves his way forward.
So you're right there,
into the.
Yeah, but
He's moved his way. Moving his way forward to try and get a position in the woods. Moved his way, getting into the woods to gain the benefit of cover, but also to occupy that centre objective.
I'll have Vagar go. He will gain inspiration for starting at the terrain. Yep. He'll just take a move.
Vagar's coming down off the hill, by the looks of it. He's got some interactions with the Mossmonger, so therefore I think he's measuring range to see if those abilities can trigger just yet, or whether he needs to get himself a bit closer. It looks like he's going to hide behind the rock, having taken some damage in the first exchange. So he's staying in behind the rock. The ability trigger for a beast is within 6 inches, so he's not going to make that work on the Mossmonger just yet. And we're back to the dwarves. So the other dwarf front line is just taking a run forward, looking to occupy a position in those woods to see if he can go and sort those supports out from the elves, maybe into the following turns to fight for the left objective.
And I think I will try to thunderclap this guy.
You just walked 8, right?
No, yeah. Sorry, yeah, and he's gonna go.
Alright. So, let's have... You have 2 left, is that right?
Yep. No, I've got my supports and 3.
Okay. So,
2 activations.
Yep. Okay. Let's have... Let's have Ballinger go.
So Ballinger in the ruins looks like he's going to activate. He's measuring out to draw supports because they can't move and shoot. However, they've got a 12-inch crossbow, which is quite it's quite threatening.
So 4, and it's a 1-4, and I'll roll the save. You have to roll for each.
I really don't know. When you walk through ruins,
Sure, but
if you move 2 times.
So they're asking a rules question regarding the ruin. I'll jump into chat and just let them know. Hi gents, can you hear me?
Yes.
It's you only roll when you start your turn in the ruins. You wouldn't have to roll twice.
you don't have to roll when you move the ruins?
So no, if you start your turn in them, you roll. But if you don't have to every time you activate if you were still in them. So for each action in them, it wouldn't cost you 2 rolls.
So if you move through
The rule would actually be that if you start your turn in a inventory, if you move into it.
You can move through them for free.
Okay, yeah. So it says move across them. So really it's move into or begin in, right?
Yes.
yeah, okay,
that's good to know that.
yeah, so you don't need
To do some things.
yeah, so you don't need to
Okay, so he'll go there and he'll spend his inspiration of Everdark work.
So there's another Everdark Aura gone up to try and provide a little bit more of a cover for any advancing units.
And he'll be done. So yeah, I thought it was just out, but
Measuring some fire to the crossbowmen, it looks like one of the 3 crossbowmen would have a shot if you want. Important to note that with the Everdark Aura, those crossbowmen would go from Mastery 4 down to Mastery 3. Really reduces their offensive capability, dropping them down into the area of 3 or below where there's no dice mods. It looks like Dewey may also now be getting deployed over to the left for the Dwarves, which would be quite interesting given that I think that they will already win this side just with the fire from the snipers from Gargi and from Gorin, Thunderclap moving forward on that side. I'd be surprised. So no, he's chosen to go with the Rangers and advance forward with a couple of move actions to contest this objective over on the right. He's just sneaking his way into the court, into the objective.
Rangers will attack your partner. Okay. So let's see. Third ranger will go first. Sure. 2 dices. Ignores 1 armor. It's 2 hits.
You're mastery 3.
Yep. So 1 hit.
So we've got 1 hit. Yeah, the Everdark Aura worked perfectly there, reducing the mastery down to 3. Just having 1 hit. Unfortunately, it was a blank. So Ballander took a damage.
No inspiration.
Double inspire result is nothing.
So just 2 misses. Third ranger is gone. Second ranger is gone. First ranger will do his 2 attacks. Oh shit. No hits.
Again, a double inspiration.
No
and a
hits.
double mastery, which the Everdark again kicks in.
Alright. Let's have Carmina go.
Yeah.
There's the other Everdark character up here now. So we've got a 4-inch forward. I wonder if there's a charge going to come in here.
Then she will pheromone arrow this guy.
Okay, so we just got a shot.
This beast.
Okay.
So I need to go 5 inches directed towards you. I will cross through the thing. I'm okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
No damage for advancing over the ruin.
You're already done with them, so she'll put up Everdark one herself.
So that's brought. Getting some more Everdark set up. Brought the beast forward. It looks like the Everdark Elves are going to have an advance down the right hand side as we look to see if they can overwhelm the supports. Comfortably get to grips with that objective. If they can push the dwarf supports off, they can then advance left and start to try and contest the others.
It's with his molten core ability. Second ability.
So spending a shield to have a bit of a move. Just a little bit extra of mobility here.
Then I think I will do this with 6. So I will remove a shield from Gimna and move him 1 inch more. Then I will remove 1 shield from Thunderclap. Move him again.
I thought you did eliminate him.
Yeah, you can actually. In 6 and he was in 6.
In 6 inches, sorry. I thought
6 inches,
eliminated.
No.
So spending some dwarf shields to get Jury advancing for free.
1 shield from
These shields are going to get this.
Oh shit! Can I control Z to?
I got you.
They're just unfortunately they deleted the model and not the shield,
Shit.
and therefore they are just going backwards in time ever so slightly to get the game back where we were.
So I will remove 1 shield from him.
Hopefully it'll have all loaded up in a second. Yeah, we're back in. Let's get ourselves set back up to where we were.
And I think I will just move him 2 times.
And just an 8-inch push forward. So spent some shields, pushed forward.
So I will remove another shield from Thunderclap.
So he's using Iron Engine there to remove 1 shield from target ally in 6 inches to move 1 inch. He's doing that to get himself into the objective to contest.
I will activate the Ball Sponger.
Now we've got the big beast coming from the Everdark.
He is going to spend an inspiration to burrow.
So he's going to burrow his way through here.
Not quite touching. Let me see where he got it. He nails it.
So he's staying right there.
Your guy gets to roll 2 defensive dice. If he blanks, he loses health.
So burrow causes a defense roll to take place, and any blanks that come up causes a damage. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened, but he is now going to charge into that support unit.
So, not a 1, it's not a 1s.
So anything other than a double 1. Luckily, he got the 3 and the 1, 3 and the 2. He's safe, so now he's going to get a free melee attack action into that support.
That will touch there. Alright, and then we will attack.
It's a big attack coming through from the Mossmonger now.
Is he in Everdark where he is? So he's Mastery 5. And he'll spend the inspiration to cover the other.
So 3 hits. 3 hits.
So 3 hits into this support, all doing multiple damage.
I've got +1 now, because I'm so 1 hit.
Alright, the
D3 damage.
1 damage.
It's only 1.
I will apply the dot and push you 3 inches into the terrain.
So it's,
Straight back this way.
so it's hit him, moved him into the. Cost him a shield.
Sorry, but on damage it deals dot.
Yes.
But I've just lost my shield.
So it doesn't do any of that. Yep.
I need to ask Tom about this. Tom, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
So if Matt attacks me with Mossmonger and just
it is in the rules. It doesn't apply.
Yeah, the shield prevents the dot.
Yeah, okay. So nice to have shields. Okay, thank you.
No, it's in a bit. So what we were clarifying there, just making sure that the
Now
The damage hit the unit, however, the shield blocked the unit, and therefore on damage effects don't apply through shields. The shield would stop that happening. So the dwarf loses his shield. He gets pushed to 3 inches because that's after attack. However, it doesn't trigger the dot.
You got presence 4, I think. So 15 points for presence for you.
So the guys are doing the scoring after round 1 now. The scoring here, we've got no death, no first blood. We've got 1 objective each and 1 contested. So we've got the rightmost objective for the elves, we've got the centre objective for the dwarves, and the leftmost is contested with 1 model from each. We then have a presence. So if you're in 3/4 of the map, as you can see, it's divided. That would get you 5 points. If you're in all 4 quarters, which the elves are, all 4 quarters, that is 15 points. It looks like we're actually putting the dwarf back. I wonder whether the Mossmonger's attack is actually on damage. Yeah, so it's on damage, apply dot, and you may push 3 inches. So because no damage went in, the push didn't happen, and therefore the rightmost objective is actually contested. So what I think has happened here is we've got a 20 points to the dwarves and a 15 points to the elves. So a pretty tight turn 1. So it looks like the way the initiative token works in the game is if you have the token, you can make a decision to go first, or you can let your opponent go first in the turn. If you choose to go first in the turn, you then do have to pass the token across, and therefore, rather than it being a luck or a chance-based situation, there's no time where one player will get to choose to go first twice in a row. That choice will always be passed across to your opponent to make in the following turn if you really decide that going first is critical. So measuring going on from the snipers here to see who can do what. So at the end of the turn, all shields drop down to 1. So you'll notice Jury was spending the shields to move, and therefore, and the reason for that is that 1, the movement's handy, and 2, those shields, any excess over 1, are going to come off the character at the end of the turn anyway. So spending them had no real negative consequence then. The other thing that drops away is the Everdark Aura that was put up last turn. That drops away, so that needs to be put on again as units go. So I expect to see a little bit more action in the centre of the board this time.
Let's go then.
Okay, I think I will activate Javelin first.
Very.
And I will remove his 2 inspiration for him.
Very interesting choice here. This is not one that I'd have made to move my.
So he's got 3 actions. I will move with 2.
Very interesting choice here to go with Gremlin. Take himself up, but I think he's going to try and charge.
Yeah, and I will make hard charge for your Dardina on start.
Really, really interesting. What might be considered a bit of an overextension with Lord Gremlin here, going right to the heart of the Everdark, straight into Dorindo and Bazaar. It's a hard charge, it's through the wall, therefore it's 2d6 with 1s failing. He double wand and therefore moves 1 inch towards the opponent.
And
Alright.
Very, very interesting move there.
Changes things. Yeah.
Really one that I wouldn't have called,
Let's have.
but interesting nonetheless. He leaves himself a little bit open now to that counter charge.
And you've got no Everdark Aura on your.
No, I have to pay for it every turn.
I think from a very strong position that the Dwarves are in after round one, I really liked where they'd got themselves to. This feels a little bit more risky now. So we'll see how the first activation from the Everdark Elves comes up.
Let's have Vagar go.
Vagar, okay.
So
Right here.
Vagar in behind the rock is going to.
Around just to see Lord Hamlin. Yep.
He's just going to move around the rock to the point where he gets a view. You only need any part of your base to be able to draw a straight line to your opponent for line of sight. It's not centre to centre. You can measure down the left hand side of that model. There you go. So he's going to make an attack now with the Venomous Centipede, the 8-inch.
One hit.
And just one hit coming through. So he's actually failed that, unfortunately, the 1 in 6, which has cost the shield.
To put Mystic Pollen on Darkina.
So Mystic Pollen is now restore 1 HP, target ally in 6. If you target a beast, you may also reroll any attack dice in attacks until the end of the round. So that's pumped up the beast, ready to go into Gremlin. I suspect there's going to be a charge and a bit of combat in the centre now. I think that really hurt the failed charge, the lack of opportunity to go and get a little bit of damage in. So hopefully Jury's going to look to clean up some supports.
Easy charge or hard charge?
I think you have to move directly towards when you're checking, and this would be in the way.
I'm just going to intervene.
But I need to roll.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Just to clarify, I think you don't have to go directly at someone for a charge.
But for checking whether it's a hard charge or not, do you?
You just have to be able to draw a straight line, so the base only moves in an exact straight line. So I can't quite see, but it's whether the left-hand side of Jury's base can go in an exact straight line to reach.
Yeah, okay, so it will be easy charge.
Just clarifying the charge rules there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So as that line demonstrated, the base can move in an exact straight line. Therefore, you can reach the support and charge. We've got
and I will apply a stun token to
Jury. He's charged in. He's applying stun. He's now going to get his free melee attack into him. So ramming, apply a stun, and now he's going to get a crushing hammer attack into him. Hit mastery. So with a mastery of 4, which that sword symbol denotes, he's going to get 2 hits. Armor Inspire kills the support, which gets a support kill of 10 points and a first blood score of 10 points. And currently gives him that leftmost objective
charge again because Jury can do it.
Sure.
I will charge for you, right?
So because unlike most units in the game who can only charge once in their turn, Jury can actually charge again.
It's not too once, so I will charge.
And he's charging into the next support unit. And I think we've got another crushing hammer attack coming our way.
Apply stop talking to you.
Yeah.
And 3 dice once again. I will spend his.
He's going to spend his Inspire to get 3 hits and hopefully take down another support from the dwarf perspective. Yeah, Armor Inspire is going to do that.
I will use this.
So the dot's going to go on. The way dot tokens work in this game, at the end of your activation, you roll a d6 for every dot token on you. On a 1 to 4, that costs you a HP. On a 5 or a 6, that dot token comes off.
And you'll need to roll for the dot.
At the end of the turn.
The end of his action.
Oh, okay.
And the players are just doing that now, rolling for that dot. So a 4 is a damage.
No, I think I'm removing the dot token. Where is it?
It's not doing
lose 1 HP, so he will.
He's losing his shield from the dot.
So shield only prevents damage, right?
I don't know.
It only prevents damage if a unit loses HP and cannot discard a shield from that.
Oh, okay. Okay, not a problem. So he will take 1 damage.
So Jury will take a damage as the players discussing there that it's not taking damage in an attack and therefore the shield can't prevent it. So it will be an actual HP on Jury.
Alright, you go home.
Who comes down to 4. So the action's most definitely kicked off now into the second round. We've got Jury who's cleaned out the supports over on the left and given himself full free reign of that objective, which will be a nice points for the dwarves at the end of this round. I think the dwarves are going to lose the right hand side of the screen as we look at it, and then it's going to come down to that middle objective, I think, and I do wonder whether that move from Lord Gremlin is going to come back to haunt the dwarves later. Really extended.
Okay, let's have Carmine again.
Yep.
She is going to
So Carmine is going to take a go now.
try and discard her 4.
She's going to. She's moving herself forward.
She is going to walk 4. She's going to use. Yeah, she's going to use Pheromone Arrow, targeting this guy.
Okay.
So she'll have this beast move 5 inches.
So she's targeting an enemy in 5 inches in. Then choosing a beast and moving that beast towards that enemy.
And then she's going to use the Darkness Follows to send Everdark over here.
And she's putting Everdark
Yep.
Let's see.
onto.
That.
Just choosing where the Everdark goes now. Using the synergy from some of the support characters to give those 2 big beasts in the list a bit more mobility. An extra move action in essence.
Let's see. Do I want to give it to her or?
Pheromone now is a nice movement ability. Although I was sure that what was going to happen was that Dorinda was going to go
Actually,
and
sorry,
fight
let me target
Lord
this guy
Gremlin.
instead. No, that's fine. We'll just leave her there. And we'll
Yeah, because I think it doesn't matter much.
it affects quite a bit. But we'll stay there. I think that's fine.
Your Everdark hour is how many inches?
4 inches.
4 inches. Okay.
So that Everdark Elves is up now, giving himself good coverage in the centre of the field, and that unit hasn't been.
Sure, I would say so.
Yeah, but I don't know.
That's the other. I should have shot this guy, but that's alright.
I think I will activate my supports.
So the draw supports are going to take their turn. Got one tied up in combat. Two.
You will make 2 attacks against your Mossmonger.
So the guy in combat is just going to perform a fairly weak basic attack.
So you'll lose 1 die when you target.
Yeah. So 1 hit only. 1 die only. Basic attack. No hits.
So nothing from the Inspire on the basic attack. It's 1 die because the Mossmonger reduces incoming attacks down by 1. Very powerful ability. So basically, he's struck, and now he's going to try and use a flee action to move 4 inches away. This is 2 dice using the higher of the numbers that you result, and you add it to. You add it to their courage value, and you need to equal 10. So we get to the 5, add it onto the 5, and now you get a 4-inch move.
Then 2 of these guys.
So he's backed out now, so he can now fire freely into combat if he wants to.
Ranger 3 will try to shoot Gardena first. It's 1, 2, and he's got a -1 mastery.
No hits because of the Everdark mastery again. The Everdark Aura reducing that mastery down. So again, that's proven to be invaluable so far, stopping at least three hits coming through from those crossbowmen.
Then Dwarf Ranger 2.
Yeah, that's alright.
No, yeah. Dwarf Ranger 1 will try to shoot Carpenter.
Sounds good.
Going to take a shot into past the beast at Carmina.
2 hits.
No Everdark up, so 2 hits go through.
Okay, so I ignore 1 armor and you got only 1.
6
So
Carmina's actually going to take 2 with the ignore 1 armor of the Dwarf Ranger. We've got another hit coming through.
Yeah, I covered it. Okay, and they are done.
And 2 health off Carmina, so we're taking a bit of chip damage now on the way in. Although I suspect that Carmina will look to get somewhere safe next turn. I think he's very much weighing up now the Everdark player, whether he's measuring into Lord Gremlin. I would be genuinely surprised if we don't see that charge. However, the pheromone arrow moved him away in the opposite direction, so maybe there is a different plan here. You can see the players measuring a fair bit of information out from these supports over on the right hand side to see where the Mossmonger can go, who he's got best chance of getting combat with.
Founder go. He is going to walk 4.
Okay, so I think we've got a.
He is going to spend his inspiration to put up Everdark War on himself.
So Everdark's going up, and now he's going to make that attack.
Dwarf Ranger that a shield with Dark Blue.
So the bow's just going to come in now on
Get an extra
on
die
that support with no shields.
Everdark.
Yeah.
Just the one.
Just one hit going in. It is an evade. The dwarves are proving to be very tanky.
That's all he's got. That's there.
Okay, now it's getting interesting. I think I will go with Gandhi.
Sure.
So we've got the one of the two dwarf snipers going to activate now. Gargi from down in the bottom centre of the map. He's got an AoE attack, so there's a chance that he's going to fire that shot into Ballander and AoE around.
I will choose the target for Kamina, but before that I will roll my die.
So he's going to overtune.
It's one, so he can use his Dragon Blast.
So because he's overtuned and he rolled the one, that prevents him using the Dragon Blast in this turn, and therefore those Dark Elves have been slightly saved, and therefore there's just a running forward now to keep someone in that objective, which is interesting because I think the player might be realizing it himself. It's really threatening to Dorinda that on Bazaar there's the movement of 5 and an easy charge. Gargi could find himself in real trouble if he chose to go that route now. Which I think I might be tempted by, to put myself in the objective. I've got the token, I can go first next turn. I've got rerolls from the attack that were previously given to me. And therefore I might be tempted to take that charge into Gargi and see if I can take him off that objective while he's got no inspiration and quite a lot weaker than he would be otherwise. Inspiration occupies 2 sides of the dice, armor occupies 2 sides of the dice, so as soon as these dwarves don't have inspiration for defense, they're looking at 50-50s on their defense dice as opposed to the 5 and 6 when they've got their armor up and their inspiration.
Yep.
So we're actually going with the Mossmonger to charge into that. Charge into that support again. Big attack coming in, still in the Everdark, so high mastery.
Sorry, but if you will touch me, you will get out of Ballander's Dark Hour.
No, there's he's the thing line.
Yeah, and if you will touch me, you will go. No.
Still in.
Yeah. So
the player's just making sure the models are touching so that they can check that the Mossmonger's in the Everdark aura. 3 hits coming through, really big, because these are D3 damage each. And then that support is proving to be unkillable, which is really slowing that Mossmonger down.
Of course. Try it again.
Yeah, he's going to strike again. A little bit frustrating. You'd have thought he would have killed that support now. Just 1 now. But this time it goes through, and it's 2 damage from the D3, so he does remove that support in the end. Although he would have liked to have done that in the last attack, I presume, and then to be able to push forward into the next support.
Okay, and that will be it for him.
Okay.
So as we sort of expect, as this turn's played out, the elves have very much gained the upper hand on the right. They've really lost ground on the left. Their back central piece has moved away. They've got a bit of a mage support piece over on the left, and I think that's a problem for them. So the sniper's now going. That sniper shot into the arena.
It's 2 damage.
Oh wow, 2 critical strike, which is absolutely massive.
spend one inspiration to get one.
So got the armor result in the second attack, but the 2 critical strike off the first one was
He's done.
Alright.
very dangerous. So that was the sniper shot used there in the reroll.
Let's see who's left, just Goring.
Yeah.
So got Gorin left to activate for the dwarves, and they've got Dorina and Grash. So I suspect, yeah, Grash is going to go now. And get away from Jury. Potentially try and. He might be coming into him. Maybe. We'll see which way around this rock he chooses to advance. I'd be surprised if he goes and fights Jury. I would imagine that was a fight that he will lose. But he is coming to that side. He's moving his way around the rock. And now he's going to charge. So charge result is fine. He's going to bring himself.
Charge so he gets up to the back. Like that.
That's the guy we've got here.
Alright, and we'll do the insect scythe.
So the insect scythe is going to come through first. Critical strike. So skulls are going to go through.
Let's see, it'll be 1. Let's make it 2 hits, so it gets first.
Okay, but he's in melee, so he's got 4 armor. Yes,
so he's fine.
Insect limb.
He's going to do the insect limb now as a free effortless action, which is what the little lightning bolts denotes. And it is a critical, so he loses the shield. So now you're going to force the dwarves to activate their final piece of the turn with Gorin, and then you leave Dorinda free to go first and last, or last and first if you choose to. Although maybe the plan here is to don't tie her up with Gorin, so that she can't have free reign onto either of the other dwarves. It's quite a long charge. It's going to be a move and a charge if that's the route he chooses to go, I would think. But I can see the attraction because the left hand side is virtually won, and I think it's quite important to try and stop the enemy getting into Gagi now, with no defensive inspiration available. Doreen's got some powerful attacks.
I will activate Gorin.
Yep.
I will choose. And then I will try to thunderclap.
Oh, so he's actually choosing to do a ranged attack rather than a. I guess the charge would have resulted in needing a 6 on 2 dice.
And he's got mastery 3,
so definitely not the easiest.
Always 3 hits.
Triple hit. Some serious luck coming up from the dwarves there.
She goes to 1.
And Dorina goes to 1.
And he's done.
It's incredibly unlucky there.
Yep.
A real swing there.
Not only does it.
Yeah.
So the problem she got now is if she goes for Gagi, which I thought was the good target, she's virtually surrounded for the next turn, and I think she's going to struggle. She can get into a position where she could charge Gremlin and occupy the the objective and prevent the dwarves from getting those points. I don't think you want to give the dwarves 40 points on objectives this turn. You really need that Mossmonger to come over and help as soon as possible now, really.
Yep, she's going to move. And then let's try to charge.
Yeah. So she's going to charge the Lord. Charge is fine.
Stuff that.
So as she charged there, she charged into the news point and she can't go past the halfway point, and therefore that prevents her moving any further around the model. So insect bite attack's going to come through with 3 dice.
We're going to reroll all of those.
You can reroll all of those.
Because he gave her that ability earlier in the turn.
Yeah.
So it's going to reroll 3.
Spin the inspiration to make it 1. Or make it 2, sorry.
And it's armor penetration.
It is.
So this has gone in.
I will spend his for only 1 damage.
Yep.
So the armor inspires push 1 damage through.
And her inspiration is that's the end of the round. So
With Needle Blade.
Okay. So we've got no points for this point.
And Gremlin's lost her damage, lost her health in that attack. So the objectives are shared.
I've got 4 presents because
Presence is four quarters for both players, so 15 points each. And it looks like we're going to go into turn 3 pretty even.
so now
1 objective each this turn. Might be able to bring up the scoreboard for us.
let's remove all
So the scoreboard at the end of round 2 there, we've got 60 points, plays 85, so a 25 point lead for the Dwarves.
and dot tokens work only after unit's turn, not after unit's action.
The guy's now going to plan to go into turn 3.
after the unit's turn.
Thanks very much if you're still with us and you're still watching along. This is proven to be a really interesting game. It's advanced a little bit as we expected from the way the deployment worked, and the Everdark's taking control of one side. However, now you have to look like that the Dwarves are winning the middle as well. In reality, with a couple of cheeky damage through onto Dorinda there from the sniper, it's tough to see how they control the centre. Again, now the Everdark Elves. It's looking quite challenging for them. The Mossmog are taking absolutely ages to kill the support, far longer than you would have statistically expected, and Dorinda taking some damage that you would have thought she probably wouldn't have. It is pretty tough. She does get the option to go first now, put Everdark Aura up, drop some of these 5 Mastery Dwarves down to Mastery 4, which should at least prevent some offense coming through. I think really that's the only hope that she's got. I would say that she probably has to go first here, pass that token over, but at least get the activation with her and see if she can. There is a world where that armor pen actually kills Lord Gremlin, and that's very, very powerful.
So I'll have Darina go first.
as expected. Dorina goes first, puts the Everdark Aura up, and she's gonna needle blade into the Lord. So she's looking for the crits and the armor pen here.
We'll take that.
Oh wow!
Yes.
So the triple crit in revenge has actually killed Gremlin, which is absolutely crazy.
And then
So Gremlin is
she will attempt to charge.
Gremlin is dead.
Gargi, who does damage when I charge them.
It's
him.
So if you will try to charge, you will just.
Where's Graham? Oh, he's way in the back. I'll let you move too. Let's see.
She does actually have a fly option here, which would be interesting and gets her away and saves those points potentially. The sniper's a problem, but she could potentially try and get out of the way a bit. Maybe make the sniper move. Maybe come back over to the right to get close to her support.
Yeah, let's charge.
But I think she's actually going to do the.
Try and get some damage because we're not going to surround this turn. Try to charge Gorin.
Is she going to charge into Gorin and take the fight to him?
Make it. Yep.
So, Gorin with.
Go like that so I can get some cover.
Oh, so.
I don't think it'll either, but.
Yep.
I'm going to. I'm just going to clarify this for the guys. This is actually a rule change recently. Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
It's a recent rule change, and I think it's come up here. You now actually can't position in what would be a hard charge if you've completed an easy charge.
Oh, so you cannot enter terrain as part of a charge?
Not anymore. You used to be able to, but they've recently changed it.
Okay. So you can't choose to take a hard charge, so it's impossible to charge into terrain.
So if the charge was easy to start with, yeah, you can't choose to do the hard and then position. You can't do the easy and position like it would be a hard.
Gotcha.
This is exactly what we used to do. This is what would happen previously, but they've altered it in the rulebook slightly, guys.
Okay. She'll spend the inspiration to make it 2.
So yeah, it used to be a tactic that was used all the time.
2 hits, no critical strike, but
It used to be all the time, but now they've moved it so that easy charge happens. You then can't position yourself into the terrain, which would have been a hard charge.
Is she going to use the shield?
Yeah.
So just one shield now, and so
That's it for her.
she's done a lot of damage there. She's even that middle up a little bit more than I anticipated, to be honest. It's whether that support can get over to her now quickly enough.
I think I will activate Kagi first. I won't use a die for him. I will just first action I will get battle prep, so he will get 1 inspiration. Then after battle prep, I will try to shoot you 2 guys.
She's going to use his AoE seeking ability to shoot over into the right,
I will stand
into the
with,
Belinda.
Belinda.
Durand. So 2 dice coming in.
It's 1 hit.
It's 1 hit. So the position of the Everdark Aura doesn't affect him. It's where the target is and not where the shooter is. The target is not in Everdark Aura.
It's 1 hit.
And 1 more hit.
She's good. Yeah.
So 2 inspire from the cover. Keeps her around.
Let's Grashka. He will pay 3 for Racket's Swarm.
Yeah.
So we've got Grashka bringing another support into play.
I believe I can place it in melee with you.
Yeah, I think you can. But we can clarify Tom, but I think you can.
That's fine.
Bringing another little Spiderling into play.
What I want, I think, yeah, put him right there, and then we will attempt to Insect Scythe you.
Yeah.
One.
So Insect Scythe coming in, looking to apply a bit more dot, a bit more crit.
I will.
So his spender is only inspired. I don't think he's got much choice. He's quite dangerous. Another attack coming through. So this is going to crit. So one more save and 1 damage. And another damage. So maybe the left hand side isn't as hopeless as anticipated. And Jury goes down to 2 life.
Just one ranger will shoot coming up. Yep. So 2 dice.
And he has a dot.
1 hit.
None of those caught a dot, did they? No.
Which is good. Yep. Second. 1 hit.
Chills. Do you ignore armor?
Yeah, so she takes 1.
So some crossbow shots coming in.
She had 1 HP.
And Kamina goes down to 2. Goes down from 2 to 1, sorry.
Yep.
2 times. I will try to at least. No hits. Shit. And 2 hits.
So up to 2 now though. This is dangerous with the ignore armor ability.
Takes her out.
And
How much is it?
Kamina falls. So the damage is definitely coming through on both sides now. The power piece that's left around, we've still got a very healthy Mossman going. We've still got a healthy Gorin. It could come down to a battle between those for that centre objective in the later rounds.
Alright, let's have Vagar go.
Vagar's going to come and support in the centre. So he could Mystic Pollen and try and restore some life and maybe allow Dorinda to live. So health comes back to Dorina now, and the chance of dying is not as high as it was, especially with Everdark up. Come the following turn, the dwarves are going to get the chance to go first and attack Dorinda in a position with no Everdark, and that could be the turning point of the centre. First action of this following turn. She's going to drop into the Everdark and the objective.
Okay, I will start with Grim.
Yep.
For him, I will use his first attack, Charged Mace.
So Charged Mace is going to attack for 4 dice on the first attempt. Really, really good attack. Very powerful in combination with his 5 mastery, but down to 4 in this.
I will use his inspiration for 3 hits.
So, ironically, that attack doesn't matter. And the fail has killed Dorina, unfortunately.
And with leadership, it's 40. Yes.
And Dorina also falls now.
Yeah, I think 1 will go. attack, he gains free thunderclap action. I will use it to strike at Maga.
So it's the free thunderclap attack coming in from
So
Gorin.
3 dice.
So range 12, 3 dice, 1 damage.
I think you take only 1.
1 hit with that mastery 4 in range.
Yes, okay.
1 arm is enough to.
Yeah, and then I will try to charge with Gorin. I think it will be easy charge.
So an easy charge
So
comes
I
through.
think he does.
He's
And
gonna.
I will try to strike with charge now.
Gorin's gonna do another charge mace. This time for 3 damage, 3 dice. Still causing 2 damage per success.
2 hits.
2 hits because the Everdark Elves gone.
He takes 2 damage, right?
Yeah.
So
And Gorin is down.
Rugar takes the 2 damage and also drops down to 1.
You've got Mossmonger, Ballander, and Sparking.
Yeah.
So the Mossman is just having a look whether he can burrow into the centre of those units to cause 2 hits to each of them, or 2 defense rolls for each of them, looking for blanks.
Yeah, Mossmonger will burrow.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I just use an inspiration. I don't see any of it, so never mind. He'll try to charge. Why not? Let's charge this guy.
And this will be yeah, it's not much.
So he's actually charged in.
Actually, I can't quite get there. I have to do there.
Yeah, it's half of miniature, so it's half the miniature where you go. You can go past one. You will charge from there. It's half the miniature. You need to.
Where he was fine because it was the first legal place. He couldn't stand on the wall.
Okay. Okay. So it's fine. So it doesn't really matter much.
So the Mossmonger's charged in. He's going to do. It's a much weaker attack outside of the Everdark Aura because his mastery changes from. He stays at the 3 rather than going up to the 5, which is much more threatening. So we've got a success coming through now, and an armor stops it. The dwarf armor is proving to be incredibly effective today.
I think now it's time to activate Dury.
Yep.
Dury will first take his strike on Rash.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, mate. I think
he hurt Rash, didn't he? Rash did hit Durin, right?
Yes. I've just placed damage on Gorin, but not on Dury. I think I've mistaken there because you. Oh, maybe I don't. No.
I've got Dury at 2 health, guys.
What?
I've been tracking and I've got Dury at 2 health.
Durin at 2 health, and Gorin is in.
Gorin hasn't been touched.
Okay, so he's 4. Yeah, I'm strict. Sorry, mate. Yeah, thank you for the stream too. Yeah. Okay, so he's got 2 HP, so first he will try to strike at Rash.
So just sorting out a little bit of the health had gone off the role model.
3 dice.
Just sorting that back out. He's now attacking Gresh that he's in combat with.
I think I did. No, I used it to negate
So
hits, so
the
only one hit.
one hit, and the armor prevents
no,
it.
Gresh is not.
Yeah,
Oh no,
he's
Gresh has also gone from
how much is it?
Duri's crushing hammers. That's a two more damage.
And then I will try to charge your Spiderling. It will be an easy charge.
Now he's going to charge into the Spiderling.
Yeah,
3 and 2.
I think I will go on point like this.
And he's going to get another charged
Let's see.
charge melee attack into him.
He's got his okay, so 3 dice. I've got only one hit.
Just one coming through. So if this is, it needs the one in 6 though, unfortunately. He also dies. Those 2 damage attacks proving to be really, really useful also.
And then I will roll for the one, so he gets 1 damage.
So 1 more damage from the dot.
And he's done. Okay.
Balin has nothing left. He is going to engage a whistle. Mossmonger, you have a free attack.
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
So it's a fail gone through. And it's just 1 damage though. And the Mossmonger's proving not to be as effective as hoped.
Take a shot at the other.
And he's going to have a ranged shot into the.
Yeah. It'll be 2.
Yeah, 1 hit, so he loses his shield. If it's 1 damage.
Yep, just 1.
Another damage to the support.
No.
That's it for me.
Okay. I only left Gimran. With Gimran, I will activate Gimran, and I think I will roll a dive.
He's using his effortless ability.
It's 4, so he gets nothing.
Nothing happens here.
I think I will try to shoot your Vaga.
He's going to take the sniper shot into Varga. He can re-roll 1 dice, so he's hoping to re-roll any blank.
Roll this blank.
Because the blank would cause a damage to the friendly model.
It's blank, but I will spend inspiration, and Goran will take 1 damage, and your guy is taking 1.
So Goran got hit for 1.
Why is my guy taking a hit? Oh, the inspiration.
Yeah, I removed.
So they spent the inspiration to cause a hit on the elf.
He is going to go down.
So Vegar also goes, unfortunately, so probably worth it in the end because he will now free up those points in the centre of the board for the objective.
And then it ends my turn.
I'm not gonna.
Got another one. So you got 1
Big turn for the dwarves there. They've now fully taken the centre of the map. Durin can push over, probably look to fight Vander in combat, which Gorin always comes out ahead of in that fight. Still got Grim on the sniper to maybe move south on the map, slightly shoot up the right hand side of the houses, which is also pretty threatening. Gargi as well. So very heavily dwarf favoured now, and it looks like the tide of battle has finally swung. It is to a first dwarf movement, I think.
And I will light off first. Actually, I think I will.
So let's do an inspiration for round 4 now.
Yeah, we distributed. Right. I've got 6 now because one is jumping to that. Six. Yes. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I will start with 2 of my rangers.
Dwarf support's going first.
I will just do basic melee strike.
So a single dice melee strike into the Mossmonger.
Use -1 die.
Oh, I can reroll 1 die.
They're just rerolling 1 die now to make sure that.
Yes, I will lose his inspiration for 1 die.
Take 1.
So if the Mossmonger actually takes 1 in that fight,
Then he will try to.
so he'll go to 6. Unfortunately, our little graphic only has 5 at the moment. We'll work on getting the Mossmonger some more health, but he's on 6.
Then this guy will just shoot 2 times because he's not in combat. Maybe no. Maybe I think I will shoot him.
I'm going to shoot Ballander around with the crossbow, see if he can squeeze some more damage to it. And while his mastery's up, he gets a hit. So ignoring 1 armor, which a lot of these Everdark Elves come with 1 armor, and therefore they suffer to those crossbows.
Next 2 hits.
Oh, 2 hits now.
He will prevent the other one and go 1.
So he's going to take 1 hit.
And they are done.
Alright. Let's have him go. He will take a shot at the 1 guy that's available to shoot.
Down to 2. Unfortunately, having to spend his inspiration in defense.
2 hits.
Shooting into the Dwarf Ranger.
He will spell.
Definitely going to spend his inspiration
Mossmonger
defensively.
attack. Look at 1.
Sure.
Of course. Pass there.
Okay. I will activate Gagi. I will try to shoot him down. But before this, I think I will roll that.
So he's going to look to try and get an extra dice.
It's 2, so it's fine. So 2 dice.
Nothing happens on the overtune, so 2 dice attack into. It's a seeking attack, so it's 4 dice. 2 dice with Mastery 4. Armor on evade is fine. 1 armor on those. Those elves are just a small advance from the dwarves.
You got Mossmonger.
Yep, Mossmonger will.
Might be looking to try and blink away from combat here using Burrow and go after a more dangerous enemy. We'll see what he's thinking.
Let's spend the 1 inspiration he has to blink.
And blink 9.
Somebody's bumping in this building.
We'll go there with his scatter.
Then he will spend his potion of ability to move 2 inches.
A cheeky little 2-inch move. I think there's going to be a charge coming out here.
He'll do cheap. He's in charge. There, and then he'll charge.
Okay.
And charge Greggy. So he's going to have a nice charge in there.
I think he gets 1 damage.
And so he takes the auto damage into him, goes down to the 5 that we can see.
Touching. He
One hit's coming through. He needs that blank really.
Yeah.
So it goes through. D3 damage. Oh, still just 1. Gargi takes 1.
And he's up?
Yep, that's it right.
Oh, okay. So I will activate Gorin. With Gorin, I think I will try to charge you.
So there's going to be a charge into the Mossmonger from Gorin now. He's in. No inspiration on the Mossmonger here. This could start to be a bit painful. Although it's a 3 dice attack, followed by a 2 dice attack.
Minus 1, yes, so 3 dice.
Oh yeah, rolled 1 too many because the Mossmonger ability there, so they're going to redo this.
And I will spend 1.
Takes 2.
Double,
No, he takes 4.
double Mossmonger fail, which hits him up for 4 damage.
Just 2 dice. Because of his passive. 1 hit only.
He's alright.
He's safe.
And then used Gorin.
Yep, it's just you for the rest of the game.
Okay. So, Gagi, I think Gagi didn't went, right? Yeah, he didn't, because I jumped these guys first. So, Gagi will just give Mossmonger his metal hammer. 3 dice because of ability.
Yep.
1, no hits.
So no hits because Gargi's only mastery 3 in combat, so nothing going on there. Going to do this twice, looking for that 1 in 6 hit. We've got 1 hit. And he still lives, he's okay.
Then I will activate Hero. And we'll try to shoot your Mossmonger.
He's going to have a sniper shot into the Mossmonger. He's looking for these crits, which will stop the defense roll. Looking for those hits.
I will roll my 1.
So he's going to roll the miss because he doesn't want to damage himself.
I will spend inspiration for it.
2 hits into him.
He's dead.
Oh, he's killed the Mossmonger now with that.
And how much is it?
He is 46, 7, 8, 9, 56.
56 plus 20.
Oh wait, hang on, no, it's more than that. It's plus 14, it is 60.
60. Oh, so 60 for him and 30 points for Champion Slayer.
Just like, yeah, I guess it counts all the stuff you bring with him also.
If I what?
For Champion Slayer, does it count all the stuff that you bring with him or just his base?
Yeah. It's summary. I think maybe I'm wrong. We need to clarify with Tom.
It is their total. It is the total with their items.
Okay,
So just a clarification over Champion Slayer, the model that dies that's worth the most offers 50% bonus points, and therefore when calculating that you are looking at not just the unit itself, you are looking at the items it brings as well.
Okay, and I will move Dury. I think not much, just this. And at the end of his active away, I will take battle prep if it really matters, and I will roll that. Yeah, he's dead. So you get 33 points.
So Jury died from the dot.
You can look under if you press Alt and Shift. And that's all for me. So I've got only 1 point. You got only 1 point.
So one objective each there. With Jury dying, Although I think the dwarves might be about to overwhelm that furthest right objective.
5 points for me, you got no presents. Okay, and you go, sir.
Alright, I'll take first. Balance on I've got. He'll get 2 inspiration.
I will distribute like I've got only 5. So 5 pages.
Yep. He'll put up Everdark on himself.
Yeah.
And then he'll take a shot at this guy.
Yeah.
He'll inspire.
For 2 hits.
2 hits.
2
Oh, wait,
damage
use points or
currently.
die.
You can just add 1. Yep.
He gets 1 more.
Okay, so let's put this aside, I think. So 2 negated and another one. If I lose inspiration. Not only 1 hit, so whom you were shooting? 3, okay. So he gets 1 damage and loses his.
So the support's gone down to 1.
And I'll just try to get it someplace again.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Or no hits on the second.
I will activate 2 my rangers. And I will try to shoot you down. So 2 times each. 1 hit.
You're -1 mastery.
Yeah, so no hits. Another one.
So just some shots coming through at mastery 3. So it's just looking for those hits. Although this guy's got inspiration.
I think I will just.
Oh, he's moving into the objective.
Oh, maybe it was 7, so he was there. I think I can try to charge him. Alright. So 2 dice. I need to get 2 plus. Yeah, I get -1 daily mastery, so no mastery for me.
So dwarves charged in. Gonna try and get some.
No mastery for me, but I will use inspiration for 1 hit.
Spending the inspiration for the 1 hit. The armor's fine.
Then I will try to go with Goring. I will go to be in 8 inches of my time.
And he's going to use his ability to spend.
And I will use his 1 inspiration to get my.
You just need to check if this says target.
So 2 dice.
Guys, when the rule says target, you've got to be able to see the thing you target.
Okay, so I can do this. I didn't know it. Thank you.
Are you trying to target my guy or your guy?
My guy. I can't use it. Yeah. Okay, so nothing really happens.
He was trying to target his own guy to get a free melee attack there, because the rule specifies the word target. To target, you need vision. If it says choose, you're fine.
Blank is my guy, and I think I will roll a die for him first, just for measure. 1, 4. It's 4. So I am gonna just take 2 dice.
So it's just a ranged attack coming in.
Spend inspiration, but -1 mastery, so yeah, I will spend inspiration.
He's going to spend his inspiration for one defense roll.
gets covered, he's fine.
Yeah.
It looks like the players. The cover will save him, so he doesn't die.
Then we've got Gimron.
But he is sitting at 1 health. So he's trying to open up a shot in the following turns.
So it's 5th. Now we roll a die for round, but before we need to score upwards.
So I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, so you've got no points for this. I've got 20 for this.
Yep.
So this is the end of the 5th round. They've done the dice roll to see if there's a 6th round, which there isn't. So that means Belinda's gonna live to see the end of the fight.
Yeah, I've got
And,
no presents.
and that concludes
No presents too.
that concludes where we're at for the first stream game of TTS Season 2, Round 1. Thank you very much for joining us. I think the players are just working out the final scores,
Last blood is 10 points.
which they're adding in now. You can get this. So it's at the moment it stands like it's going to be 169 to the elves, and 408 comes up to the dwarfs. It's a big dwarf win, as the board will have given away. But fantastic game to watch there. I hope people enjoyed it and learnt some of the rules. If they are interested, please jump in the Discord, send a message, comment on the video. Anything you want to do to get in touch, spread the word of Bloodfields. Really, really fantastic little skirmish game that we've got going here. But thank you very much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time, hopefully with a co-host. Take care.